Hello and welcome to PlayStation Grenade. It's time for another Meet the Voice Actors episode, and this time we are looking at the superhero extravaganza which is Marvel's Avengers. If you've ever heard a voice in a video game and thought, where do I know that voice from? This is the series for you. As Marvel's Avengers is an ever-expanding universe of superheroes, I'd like to know who is your most anticipated character. For me, it's Gambit. One day, mon ami, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Today, we'll dedicate this episode to the OG 6 playable superheroes, starting with Tony Stark.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Iron Man is played by video game royalty Nolan North.
So we'd like to have you play Tony Stark Iron Man? Yes. Everybody always portrays him as this super confident character, and I think it's a mask for him. I think he's one of the most vulnerable guys.
I guarantee you've heard his voice before. It's usually recognizable a mile away. Let's break down a few. Without a doubt, his most recognized role is that of Nathan Drake in the PlayStation title Uncharted.
I made a promise that I was done with this life.
Over the span of 10 years, Nolan brought Drake to life with such epic lines as,
"Face it, genius, you've been played."
The character and series is so renowned that there is currently a film on its way starring Tom Holland, who also plays one of Tony Stark's closest allies in the Avengers movies. It's a small world after all. I'm calling it now. Nolan will make a cameo in that movie. But back to Mr. North's resume and CV. Did you know he plays Deadpool in numerous video games?
It's me, Deadpool, Marvel anti-hero extraordinaire.
And over on the DC side of things, he has voiced Lego Superman.
Says what now?
Shazbot.
Remember the floating ghost thing in Destiny? It was originally voiced by Peter Dinklage, but then Nolan swooped in and re-recorded everything. He's a hard-working guy.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
In TV and film, he can be found in many animated classics like American Dad, Rick and Morty, and get this, in 2019 he played Terrence in the Angry Birds sequel.
Terrence? Where are the kids?
I went all the way back to the start of his glistening career and found that back in 2005, Nolan played Hades in God of War. The thing that makes this even cooler is that North reappeared in the series 13 years later to play the character of Modi.
And where do you think you're going? Oh no, brother. The little freak's got a bow. What are we gonna do?
And he did this alongside another godlike voice actor, Troy Baker, who plays Magni.
Surrender. The All-Father demands it.
And you've guessed it already, Troy Baker is here in Marvel's Avengers playing the non-green version of the Hulk, aka Dr. Bruce Banner.
She can't be fixed. She can't be cured. I've done the experiments. I've checked her DNA over and over and over again. You and I created the perfect disease.
Troy is an actor who has popped up in half the episodes we've made of Meet the Voice Actors.
Bruce is just such a cool character. A lot of people are really quick to bring out the big green, but I think that Bruce is a super complex character. It's fun, and I've never played him before.
He was the main antagonist in Death Stranding. He played the greatest surrogate dad ever and occasional golf caddy in The Last of Us. And only last month, he picked up the role of Agent Jonesy in the juggernaut Fortnite.
Can you hear me? Hear me?
Troy is another actor steeped in superhero voice acting history, voicing Batman in LEGO DC Shazam and Batman Family Matters.
You are not the real Batman.
Really? But check this out. He played Batman and the Joker in the greatest mashup you will hear today. Batman vs. the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I am shooketh.
Take him down. We need answers.
You're welcome to try.
Back in 2015, Troy voiced the enigmatic Ocelot in the fantastic Metal Gear Solid 5.
Don't bother trying to dampen the recoil. You do that with a revolver.
And the breakout role which blew everyone's mind was as the evil dictator Pagan Min in Far Cry 4. But that dude was on top of his fashion game.
I recognize those eyes anywhere.
To go back to his relationship with Nolan North, did you know, like I've already mentioned, they played Magni and Modi in God of War, they played another set of brothers, Nathan and Sam in Uncharted, and they even started a YouTube channel together named Retro Replay, before something happened between the two, which has remained secret ever since. But Troy has left the channel. That makes me sad, but they are the world's biggest and most well-known voice actors, and I dare say ego has a little bit to do with it.
Who are you people again?
Before we get sidetracked by drama, here's something you may not know. The Hulk version of Bruce Banner is not played by Troy Baker. Oh no, that privilege goes to Darin DePaul. Darin is renowned for his screaming abilities and over-the-top acting.
No, actually, I am Reinhardt Herman Down!
But when required, he's got the subtle skills when needed. The role which I know him from is Revenant in Apex Legends.
Scream. Make sure everyone can hear you.
Now let's take a look at Black Widow, played by another acting behemoth, Laura Bailey.
Oh, all right. Hey, that thing you had me do with the storm drain cover? Pretty badass.
What is very relatable about Natasha is she's extremely capable, but she's at the core, she's human.
This is not Bailey's first time playing Black Widow. She's actually done it for 7 years straight now, in the Avengers Assemble TV series and Marvel's future Avengers.
Let's find out.
Here's a cool point to note, the Uncharted series, which stars both Nolan North and Troy Baker, well, guess what? Guess who played Nadine Ross in A Thief's End? None other than Laura Bailey. Here she is hurting Nolan North, Nathan Drake.
Okay, wait.
You and your brother have proven yourselves the more capable treasure hunters on the island. Shame we're not on the same side.
And wait, there's more! Troy doesn't get out of this unharmed. Laura also played Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. I wasn't a huge fan of that character, so I made a video of Abby kicking the bucket. As we're here for Marvel's Avengers, let's look at other super roles Laura has had in the past. She played Supergirl in Injustice 2.
I've never seen her so cold-blooded.
And let's talk about the real superhero everyone needs in their life. Bailey played the legendary Mary Jane Watson in the monumentally brilliant Spider-Man on PS4.
I think you're gonna be an amazing dad someday. At the right time.
Laura Bailey has been adding her voice to awesome products since 1986, and to me, she will be remembered forever as Trunks in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z, Z, whatever you like.
Don't you worry. You'll feel it soon enough, Big Mouth.
Our next Avenger is the Cap himself, Steve Rogers, played by Jeff Schine.
Tony, there was something buried deep beneath the bay. Somehow linked to the reactor, working its way to the surface every minute.
One of the things I think is cool about Cap is I never feel like he necessarily wants to be a leader. He accepts that he is.
Jeff is another actor we've recently looked at as he plays Carlos Oliveira in the Resident Evil 3 remake earlier in 2020. Jeff is still relatively new to his voice acting career, in video games at least, and donning those weird capture spandex suits. Anyway, his first role came in 2014 in the game Smite, playing Road Rebel Hercules. Quality name.
You couldn't handle the things I've seen.
From then, he added voices to Call of Duty and LEGO Dimensions before taking the role of Javier in The Walking Dead.
Look, I know I'm probably not the best person to talk to about that stuff before.
The next Avenger is a god amongst men, Thor, played by Travis Willingham.
Apologies. You're very small and hard to see. There is no need to cower before a son of Odin, though I understand the impulse.
Having an original story to tell as well, what they've done at Crystal Dynamics is great, so I think everybody's going to be pretty stoked.
Travis has been around and working since 1989, and like Laura Bailey, he got his break with Dragon Ball dubs. His first role in video games came in 2003 and the GameCube era, playing Tahu in the Lego Bionicle game. Does anyone remember that? In terms of superhero voices, he should sound familiar to many Marvel fans, as he's voiced Thor since 2013. Funny thing is, before that, he played the Hulk, and Human Torch, and Mastermind, and Mr. Fantastic, and Doctor Doom, and Venom. Wow, he's dedicated to the superhero life. Back in 2009, he played Guile in Street Fighter 4, The Ties That Bind. And like usual, there's a WoW roll in here. Any Tekken fans in the house? Well, did you know that Travis is the man announcing the matches in Tekken 6?
Round 1. Fight!
The bad news is, Tekken 6 was 13 years ago. I feel old again.
You win!
And finally, the Avenger no one expected back when the game was announced, and the character is so well written that she's many people's favourites in 2020. Kamala Khan, played by Sandra Saad.
I mean, superheroes were my world, and I figured if I could just win that fan fiction competition, you know?
When I found out I was gonna play the role of Kamala Khan, I was like, are you kidding? I'm an Avenger.
Sandra is currently having her breakthrough year in video game acting, thanks to this lead role as Kamala and an appearance in Call of Duty Modern Warfare as Nadia. With small parts in Rage 2, Fallout 76 and The Elder Scrolls, the future looks bright for Sandra, and she has the perfect personality to be a huge star in this field. So keep an eye out for her. So there we have it, the first 6 Avengers in Marvel's Avengers, with Black Panther, 2 versions of Hawkeye, and Spider-Man coming soon. I'm guessing part 2 won't be too far behind. If this was your type of video, a like really helps, and a comment would mean the world to me. Thanks for your time, I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time.